Hello guys, welcome back to the Arsenal Pulse. Another exciting weekend of EPL action is back, and at the Arsenal Pulse we will be previewing the Arsenal versus Aston Villa game, Unai Emery versus Mikel Arteta, together with other games including Crystal Palace versus Manchester City. You have Chelsea versus Brighton, you have Manchester versus Ipswich, and then you also have Liverpool versus Nottingham Forest, and also Spurs will be facing Newcastle. So it's going to be an exciting weekend, of course, for all football lovers. Make sure that you like and subscribe to this video as we look at this game. So another news yesterday, there was the Champions League draw. The official Champions League draw was held yesterday, and Arsenal, we managed to get some very interesting games, starting off with Real Madrid, 15-time Champions League winners, and also Bayern Munich, two heavyweights. In those are the two biggest games that we'll play. Also, we have Borussia Dortmund, Real Betis, Lille, Napoli, Slavia Praha, and Saba. So Arsenal, remember last time we got to the Champions League final, missing out on penalties. We topped the group 8 out of 8 wins. Will we be able to replicate that form that we showed last season, going very, very close to actually winning our first Champions League in 140 years of Arsenal? So the draw is interesting, and also there will be very exciting clashes. You look at PSG will be facing Barca, Manchester City, Inter, Real Madrid, Inter, Liverpool, Barca versus City, Barca versus PSG, Real Madrid versus Inter. They are all games all over. Manchester United versus Bayern Munich. So all these teams will be facing each other, and there are very many exciting games. So whoever tops the group actually gets the easier draw, and gets to play all the second leg fixtures at home. So what gives me confidence is that Real Madrid have never beaten us at home. Bayern Munich is going to be tricky. We beat them last season, so hopefully we are going to replicate that form and actually get to go far in that tournament. So for me, I'm very excited about the Champions League. We are one of the favorites, especially if we can add somebody like Julian Alvarez to the team. We are going to be definitely favorites to actually go on and win this game. So moving on, the match preview between Arsenal and Aston Villa. Arsenal heading into this game as favorites because Aston Villa have lost a lot of key players. You see, they sold Tielemans to United, they sold Ezri Konsa, Watkins, they have sold Emiliano Martinez, their goalkeeper. So plenty of changes in that Aston Villa team. So if you look at their recent results, they have not been great. They have actually lost the Super Cup final. They lost to Bayern Munich, Borussia Mönchengladbach, and then they were pumped in their first game of the season versus Brighton 4-0. And if you look at Arsenal, we are heading into this game very good form, beating Coventry, beating Manchester City, and also beating Como. So we'll be going into this game as favorites to actually go on and win it. If you look at the last head-to-head results, we beat them the last time 4-1 at the Emirates. They beat us at Villa Park 2-1, which is a very difficult place to play football. So this game is going to be very tricky as well. Unai Emery, we all know, experienced manager, has all it takes to actually win trophies. He won the Europa League, so he's already cemented himself as a legend at Villa Park. And if you remember the last game, they actually scored in the last minute. It was a dagger by Buendia. Yeah. I remember actually we were on an 18-game unbeaten run, and then Aston Villa scored in the final minute of the game. This was so heartbreaking, man, at the time, but destiny was not to be overruled because we finally went on to win our first Premier League in 22 years. So the way we have started this season on form, I believe we can go there and win. And also we have the stability. And also in terms of the injury news, the likes of Bruno G, Ezri Konsa, they are all back in the squad. So that is a huge boost. And regarding outgoings, we saw Martinelli is now officially about to leave Arsenal. The deal for Martinelli to go to Al Hilal is almost finalized. So meaning on that left wing, we'll be having Christoph Zolis and Ebere Eze as the two options on that left wing. So unless we sign another left winger, I believe it will be going to be Eze and Christoph Zolis on that left hand side. Yeah, so the other player that there was news regarding was Gabriel Jesus. Gabriel Jesus is still demanding to stay at Arsenal. He doesn't want to leave. Remember, he's on a very lucrative contract, over 270,000 a week. So he's saying he wants to finalize the last year of his Arsenal contract to take the money and actually he doesn't want to leave Arsenal at the time. So will Arsenal respect his decision or will Arsenal terminate his contract? We have seen Reece Nelson contract was terminated. They decided mutually, Reece Nelson, because he had only 1 year left, they decided to terminate the final year of his contract. But that doesn't mean he'll become broke overnight. There's a rich guy, this is a super rich guy who was on £100,000 a week. Yeah, so that is what Arsenal are doing. They are being ruthless with the transfers. If they want to put you up for sale, they put you up for sale. Yeah, so I believe Gabi Jesus Martinelli will be out of Arsenal by the end of this window. So exciting, our first away game of the season. Last season we had a very good away game, even though we lost at Villa Park, which is also a very good, very hard place to play in. But I believe this time round we have the squad, we have the capability, the confidence is there, the momentum is there. Mikel Arteta is speaking with so much confidence. You can see this team now, the pressure is off. Winning that league has completely elevated everybody, the fans, the players, management. Everybody is now excited for this season. I can't imagine us if we could have finished second again. I would be so stressed heading into this season. But the fact that we are the champions of England, we need to be excited, we need to be happy, we need to just have positive vibes. Yeah. And whoever plays, let's stop these debates. This one should start, this one should not start. For me, what I appreciate now as an Arsenal fan is the fact that we have two very good players per position, even three. And we have players who can play in multiple positions. So giving Arteta that tactical adaptability. You see, as a manager, you need to have that tactical adaptability because teams will set up differently against you. So you need to know who is going to start, who are going to be the impact players who are coming off the bench, and that is what as a manager you need. So everything is going on well at Arsenal. Also the women's team, you can see they are preparing their self for the WSL Premier League. They want to go and take that title away from Manchester City. So for me, my prediction, I'll give a 2-1 win to the Arsenal. Monday night football, it is going to be absolutely brilliant. I know that we are going to actually step it up. Every team that will play Arsenal this season is going to raise their game because they are playing with the champions. Can we go back to back? Still too early for me. You can see rivals are spending a lot of money. Chelsea, Spurs, City, everyone is spending. Liverpool getting Bakola for 120 million, which is actually crazy. So we hope this guy, Christoph Zolis, will turn up the way he turned up in the game versus Coventry City. We need his form, we need his GA, and this is a player who can elevate us from what I'm seeing. So that is your match preview for today from the Arsenal Pulse. Sure to like, subscribe, share. Let's enjoy the Premier League weekend. Crystal Palace versus City. Hopefully they draw or they drop points because we need to put pressure early and as soon as possible. So from the Arsenal Pulse, see you in the next one. Peace out. Have a lovely weekend. Let's win on Monday.